John Moxley had it so bad in the WWE. Oh, Vince is such a horrible person. Vince hates all his wrestlers. He don't care about nobody but himself. He wants his company to die. He don't care about the health of none of his performers. All that shit John Moxley said about Vince in his book. In the past year, he's been talking shit about Vince. But Vince still paid for this man's rehab? Oh, but Vince is an evil, awful person. To the typical AEW version, Mark Fanboy Stan. See, there's too many people that don't know the difference between a fanboy Stan versus a supporter. Like apples and oranges, man. They are just different. Like, based on the certain people in my comment section, it's like, I could tell you only live in a small little niche wrestling bubble. Where it's like, if you say one positive thing about somebody, that means you gotta stay in that lane forever. It's like, bruh, I never lived inside a wrestling bubble. I come from the sports world. I come from the NBA, the NFL. I grew up watching sports talk shows, Shannon Sharp, Stephen A. Smith. That's where I get my style from. I get my style from Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp. It's like, that's how you sports talk. You can't overly praise somebody. You can't be biased. If you're biased, you shouldn't talk sports or anything. You are a fanboy or a stan. Stans are not allowed on ESPN. Stans are not allowed on Fox. You can't be a stan for somebody, man. You have no credibility. You gotta call out the bullshit when it's needed. You can't be biased. When you hear Shannon Sharp, he ain't biased. He tells it like it is. It's like, just because he praises Aaron Rodgers, that don't mean he has to butt kiss him everything Aaron Rodgers does. Last week, Shannon Sharp trashed Aaron Rodgers. But this week, he actually praised him. See what I'm saying? That's called being non-biased. It raises your credibility when you do that. That means you are real. You ain't fake. I ain't fake. I come from the sports world. I grew up watching First Take, Around the Horn, shows like that on ESPN, where you can't be biased. You gotta call out the bullshit when it's needed. It's like, make up your mind. You say I'm a fanboy of the WWE, but I was very critical of your precious Roman Reigns in my last video. And now I'm called narcissistic? I'm called a fucking turncoat? How? Because I ain't no fanboy like you thought I was? No, I ain't no fanboy towards nobody. I ain't no stan. There's a difference between being a supporter. I'm a supporter of Reigns. I ain't no fanboy. A supporter is a person that when they do something right or they are doing good, hey, I will praise you. But I'm not gonna go overboard. You are doing right. You are doing okay right now at the moment, but I'm not going fucking overboard. It's like, yeah, he is the best thing. He is, like I said, he's a fancy car surrounded by buckets. If he was in the ruthless aggression era, he would be a Mercedes-Benz surrounded by Lamborghinis, man. That's how deep that era was. That's the only reason Roman Reigns is being pushed. Because nobody else is really on his level at this moment. Which is a bad thing. because he will be a mid-card act in the Ruthless Aggression era. On what planet do you think he will get a stronger push than a prime Randy Orton, a prime John Cena, a prime Chris Masters? Are you a sicko? Chris Masters was built like Lex Luger at age 22. Let me say it again. Chris Masters was built like Lex Luger at age 22. And guess what? He ain't getting no strong push. You know why? Because his era was fucking deep with talent. If Chris Masters was in this era, he would be a 5-time world champion, hands down. That's all I'm saying. If Bobby Lashley was young again in this era, he would be a 5-time, 8-time world champion. There's no way in hell Vince McMahon would push a young Roman over the ECW Lashley. Hell no. Lashley was getting pushed like crazy back in the day from Vince. Nigga, Vince McMahon wrestled Bobby Lashley in a wrestling match. That's how bad Vince wanted to get this guy over. He wrestled him for the ECW title, man. That's how bad Vince McMahon wanted to put over Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley was paired up with Donald Trump. So, I'm gonna say it again. Do you think Vince would push Roman Reigns over the ECW Bobby Lashley back in the day if we had a fucking do-over? Roman would be a IC champion mid-card act. Maybe lower than that. Especially when he had a vest. Look, don't get into a wrestling topic debate with me, man. You will not win. I never lose. I always got a counter argument to everything. Do you think Roman would get pushed more than Nathan Jones? Like, huh? Or a fucking young Batista? Huh? Or a young Brock? Huh? Like, y'all gotta learn about this wrestling thing, man. Stop living in a fucking moment. Roman is a nice little car surrounded by buckets. If Shawn Stasiak was in his prime today, he would be a top guy. If Sean O'Hare was in his prime today, he would be a top guy. Based on there's nothing around him. That's who Reigns is. So you can get a low mid-card act from the Ruthless Aggression era, and guess what? He would be a top guy today. Those are the facts. So that's all I'm saying. It's like, you want to piss me off, tell me that I'm a biased guy. I ain't biased towards nobody. I ain't no stan. It's like, yeah, I praised Roman in my past videos, but I didn't go overboard. I state the obvious. Yes, it doesn't take rocket science to realize Roman is the best thing in that company. Yeah, so that don't make me a fanboy or a fucking expert. It's like, yeah, that's obvious. Look what's around him. Like Owens, Balor, Ricochet, look what's around him. Drew, Big E, look what's around him, man. He is surrounded by guys that would be job guys on Velocity. I'm not trying to be funny, I'm being real. It's like, that's not impressive. He stands out because there's shit around him. So for the time being, we gotta praise him. Okay, I praised him. I didn't go fucking overboard. I actually made a video saying what guy should actually beat him for that title. Nigga, I ain't biased towards nobody, man. If you are doing well, I will show you some love. But I'm not going overboard. Roman is Sheamus with a better look, with a stronger push. It's like, look, I don't live in a moment. Nigga, I remember like it was yesterday. There was a time where Sheamus was a top 2 guy in the company. Remember that? Yes, there was like he was a top 2 guy in the company. So don't shit on Sheamus. He was a top guy. He's a Grand Slam champion for a reason. He has a better resume than Roman for a reason. Fuck your main events at fucking WrestleMania. Sheamus has a better resume than Roman, so that's a great comparison. No, Roman doesn't have more charisma than Sheamus. Nigga, where was this energy for Roman Reigns for the past 7 years? You guys were saying he had no charisma. Now, all of a sudden, it took 8 years to realize he has charisma. You see what I'm saying? See, you can't handle me being critical. I gotta call out the bullshit. I have no credibility if I don't call out the bullshit. Yes, Roman is great for this era, but that's not saying much. Real talk, that ain't saying shit. It's like there's tons of guys from the old era that would be way bigger than Reigns. It's like he is, like I said, man, he's a Benz surrounded by buckets at a car auction. He is a fancy used car at an auction. That's all he is. Like, that's the only reason he's pushed, because there's nobody else that's on his level that has the kind of look. He has a great look. But no, he ain't. From a work rate standpoint, he is not better than fucking Sheamus. He's not. Sheamus was a multiple time world champion, people. He has a resume, man. Especially in 2010, 2011, he was pushed. Like Reigns. Strong push. There's a reason why Sheamus was never IC champion. Because Vince didn't see him as an IC champion. Vince only seen him as a world champion. Hence why he has never became an IC champion in his career. So put some respect on Sheamus' name, man. See, that's what being a stan is. A stan don't want to be critical of the fucking bullshit. You are so blinded in everything you're saying. Shannon Sharp, he ain't blind. He talks shit about some of his favorite athletes all the time. But guess what? When it's time to praise them, he gives them their fucking praise. That's what being a non-biased sports guy is all about. That's why Shannon Sharp, Skip Bayless are fucking popular, because they ain't biased towards the fucking bullshit. Skip Bayless is the only guy that's critical of fucking LeBron James. That's a good thing. He's the only guy that has the balls to call out LeBron James on his bullshit. Nobody else has the balls to do that. Nigga, I used to be a pro basketball player, man. I'm not from the wrestling world. I'm from the sports world. We ain't biased towards nobody. I'm from sports talk shows. That's where I grew up at. Sports talk shows, man. Like somebody tried to call me out, right? About a video I made where Kenny Omega said that the WWE is desperate because they bring in legends every week. Some dumbass said he was right. I'm like, huh? You see what I'm saying? Look, don't get into a wrestling debate with me. You won't win, because I can easily counter Tully Blanchard. I can counter Christian Cage. I can counter Sting. I can counter with Billy Gunn fighting Darby Allin in 2021 at 58 years old. I can counter Vicky Guerrero. I can counter Jake Roberts. I can counter Jim Ross. I can counter Daniel Bryan. I can counter CM Punk. I can counter Drew. I can counter Chris Jericho. Still wrestling at age 50. And he's a legend. I can counter the fucking Big Show. I can counter Mark Henry. See what I'm saying? Don't get into a debate with me, man. You won't win. I just gave you over 10 plus counters on your dumb narrative that Kenny was right. AEW shows legends every week to pop ratings. Sting he's 60 years old. He is older than my damn mom. Fucking Billy Gunn is old enough to be my father. He's a legend. He's a Hall of Famer. Why is he fighting Darby Allin in 2021? He's a legend. The WWE only did it that one night. Remember, it was I think it was Legends Night. It was Rick, Christian Cage, and the Big Show and shit. Remember that shit? That was a one-time thing, people. Legends Night was a one-time thing in that calendar year. They don't bring in legends every week. If they did, why did Ric Flair get fucking fired? Why did Vince McMahon let go Big Show? Why did he let go Mark Henry? Why did he let go Christian Cage? Don't get into a wrestling argument with me. You won't win. I got counters for days, man. You will look stupid. Now, let's get back on Reigns. Once again, I'm a supporter of this guy, but I don't suck nobody's dick. My channel would be shit if I'm biased towards anybody. It's like I'm literally critiquing a guy who's the face of the WWE. So how am I a fanboy of the WWE? Like I said, don't get into a debate. Don't get into an argument with me, man. Do not get into a wrestling debate with me, man. You will lose. Now let's hop back on Reigns, man. Let's just be real. If it wasn't for Paul Heyman, this whole Tribal Chief shit would be a fucking failure. A lot of people don't give credit to Paul Heyman in this role. Reigns would be a boring ass dude right now without Paul Heyman. Roman Reigns was a boring guy when he was a face for 7 years. Why are we forgetting that? Why are we forgetting the fact that he drove away viewers from his strong, forced push from Vince? That drove away viewers. Let's not lose sight of that. Now, people want to say, well, more people was watching the product when Kofi was champion on SmackDown. No, that's a dumb argument. No, that's a horrible, awful argument. Last time I checked, SmackDown is on regular television, free TV, which means I don't need cable to watch SmackDown, which means that show should get higher ratings because anybody can watch it. Just buy a fucking TV. I don't need cable to watch SmackDown. By the way, 2 years ago ain't that long ago. See, y'all niggas acting like 2 years ago was 10 years ago. Like, huh? What does 2 years make? That's 2 years is no difference from this year. Are you fucking serious? It's 2 years. Y'all act like Kofi was champion 10, 15 years ago. Wow, so 200K less people are not watching SmackDown. That's such a huge difference. Huge drop off. Shut the fuck up. You dumbass, man. That's not a huge drop off. There's still people watching the fucking show. It's just nobody wants to watch Reigns being a god for too long. Nobody wants to watch Roman Reigns be on this godlike level for years and years and years. That's why not a lot of people are watching the product. You gotta blame Reigns for that. It's like nobody is on his level. It's like nobody wants to watch now. Because all his matches are predictable. All his feuds are now predictable now. That's why nobody's watching. They know the outcome. So yes, you gotta put some blame on Reigns for that. There's nobody around him. Now when Kofi was champion, he had opponents that were credible enough to actually beat him, which kept people watching. Now, let me tell you some fun facts. People niggas want to say, well, SmackDown is dying since then. Yeah, duh. You dumbass. Look, when Kofi got squashed by Brock Lesnar, that turned people off. I'm sorry to break it to you, all you niggas who hate Kofi. That's facts. Look it up. When Kofi got squashed by Brock Lesnar, that drove away viewers because that was bullshit. They hyped up Brock Lesnar for his first TV match in the last 15 years. And they gave us an 8-second match with Kofi in the main event. Yeah, that drove away viewers because that was false advertisement. We got dicked as a fan base watching that. That was bullshit. Kofi should have got at least 10 minutes. But he got squashed, which that drove away casuals. That drove away viewers. That was bullshit. He got fucking screwed. Look, I don't care what you say about Kofi Mania. At the end of the day, he was over at that time. Kofi Mania was fucking special. I don't care what you say about it, but it was special. He was mega over at that time. The fans liked him. The fans wanted to see him. If it wasn't for the fans, he wouldn't be champion. So don't think I'm lying about that, about me saying him losing like that, him getting squashed, drove away viewers, especially the following week, where this dumbass had a fucking smile on his face. This nigga was smiling the following week, and they sent him back to the tag team division. And it took him 2 years to finally challenge for another world title. Nigga, that drove away viewers, man. That's awesome, man. I'm done.